We have recently completed some fascinating research here at Punkandola, looking at the behaviours that differentiate genuinely inclusive leaders from those who are a bit more exclusive in their style or who perhaps demonstrate more bias. And it's been really interesting because the research has highlighted some areas of behaviour that don't automatically spring to mind when we talk about inclusion. It's not just always all the obvious stuff. Our work has allowed us to identify 3 key competences in the area of inclusive leadership. And those key competences are relationships, culture, and decision making. Underneath those 3 competences sit sub-competences, each of which looks at a specific type of behaviour, such as the importance of psychological safety. That's the extent to which a leader creates an environment in which team members feel that they are genuinely able to say what they really think. Other indicators include the dangers of using gut instinct in decisions, or even the speed of decision making, for example. So these findings have allowed us to develop 3 specific inclusive leader offers. And the first one is our inclusive culture measure, which allows us to take a temperature check across an organisation or within a department of how inclusive the current culture is. And this obviously highlights key areas for focus in order to increase or improve current levels of inclusion. The second inclusive leader tool is the Punkandola Inclusive Leader Survey. These reports are designed to collect anonymised feedback for each leader about how inclusive their current leadership style is. It gives us a real insight into their personal behaviour and the extent to which they are or aren't acting in accordance with the inclusive leader competences. The results of the Inclusive Leader Survey are then shared confidentially with the leader, either in a one-to-one coaching session or at an inclusive leadership workshop. And they can also be collated across several leaders to provide an overall picture of the inclusion strengths and weaknesses of a leadership team. And that brings us on neatly to our third offering, which is our Inclusive Leadership Workshop. Now, we've designed this to introduce participants to the inclusive leadership behaviours in a really interactive and engaging way, where they can explore their skills and how to make the most of those and their areas for development against those key competences. The workshop not only supports participants in identifying their personal actions based on their feedback, but also how they can demonstrate more inclusive leadership styles and how to cascade those messages down through their teams as well. So if you're interested in finding out more about any of these tools, do drop me an email using the link below or give us a quick call.